Next
item?
item,
Yeah.
it's pretty big. So I am a really big horror fan and I love horror films and I love Halloween. And this is one of my favorite items. It's nearly as big as me. It is a figurine of Mike Myers. You can kind of see him with a few
Yeah.
of his masks, and it's still sealed in the original case. So this is a couple of years old, and this is something I will keep in my collection long term. It's I love Pokemon, which is all like really nice and sweet, and then I love horrors, like two extremes to my personality. But I have quite a few horror figures, but this is one of my favorites. It's pretty hard to get hold of, and it's still sealed, and it's like in perfect condition.
Wow. That is cool.
Something a little bit different.
Horror stuff.
Yeah.
The only horror thing I've ever thought of, I remember uh one of the axes from The Shining sold in
Oh wow.
auction that like went through the door.
Yeah.
That's cool. Movie props are, I've thought about that with horror movies, but I've never thought about the figures. That's really
Yeah.
interesting. That's
I have
very
quite a
cool.
few of them. I have like a lot of Mike Myers. It's my favorite film. I've actually got it on a bit of artwork back here.
Yep.
He's there with his knife. I've got Pennywise at the bottom. So yeah, I like to collect like Funko Pops as well. So I've got quite a few like horror Funko Pops and like actual figurines of the characters as well.
What's the greatest horror movie of all time, in your opinion?
I love Halloween. I actually love the original Halloween films as well. I think some of the remakes can be a little bit like not as great, but yeah, I love the whole Halloween franchise. That's like one of my favorites of all time.
Awesome. Great. All right. My next item here, switching gears again. This is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. When
Oh
he
no.
was in college, he played for the University of Miami. And the University of Miami, in partnership with Bumblebee Seafoods Incorporated, made a set of cards that they gave
No
out to
way.
the local Miami fans, and I guess some students too, and everyone threw them away because it was a random college set. But the reason why some of them made it through is because there was another player on the team who ended up going to the NFL and ended up being a really good player and a Hall of Fame football player. But on that same team was Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So, a couple hundred of these are out there, and it's The
Wow.
Rock's only true sports card.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
and there it is. Yeah.
I love that. That's
Pretty
something a bit
funny.
different.
Very. Yeah. All right.
Okay, my next item is this is a Pokemon card again, shock. And it is a card that I bought in a collection a few years ago now when I first started getting back into the hobby as an adult. I collected when I was a kid and then got back into it later on in life. And now it's like my full-time thing. So I bought this card raw in a collection. It's one of my favorite cards of all time. And I really, really wanted a PSA 10 copy of it, but at the time I didn't want to spend the money. It was quite a lot of money in a PSA 10. So I bought a raw copy and I sent it off to PSA, and I really I convinced myself it wasn't going to hit a 10, and it did hit a 10. So it's still in my collection now. It's the Koro Koro Mew. It's a Japanese promo and it's very, very sparkly, but it's shiny Mew. A lot of collectors love this card, and it's pretty cool because I actually have this card comes in like a sealed envelope, and I've got one of the sealed envelopes as well.
That's
So I have
cool.
one in here sealed and then I have one here graded. So I've got like both versions of it. I won't ever open this. I think I will continue to keep this sealed because I've already got one. I don't need another one. But yeah, it's kind of like the before and after, which is one of my favorite items in my collection.
So what's the year on it?
It is 2001.
2001. And at that point, they were sending them out in promo packs.
Yeah, it's like a envelope. So it's got the Mew on the back and it's got like a little tear strip at the top. So you tear it
Wow.
off and inside is the card. So there is another Koro shiny Mew in here, but I don't know if it will ever see the light of day because I think I'm going to keep it hidden away.
Wow. And what did it take in 2001 to get the card?
So
Like, what did
I'm
you
not
have to
actually
do?
sure where so it's from Japan originally. And I'm not actually sure whether you could buy them or whether they were just sort of given out at any point. But yeah, I just think it's a really cool item, like still having the original like seal of where it's from. If you hold it up to the light, you're not going to be able to see it on the camera, but like I can see the outline of the
That's
card
pretty
sitting in
cool.
the middle.
Yeah.
But obviously if I open it, you don't know what the condition's going to be like. It might be off center, it might not be perfect. So I've got my PSA 10 copy, so I'm happy that I have both variations.
That's amazing. Yeah, actually, interestingly, these cards, they were You could win them through that contest, the drawing with fathers and sons.
Yeah.
But there were also these Pokemon magazines. I don't remember how many they did, but some of them used to include cards in them. Like there would
Yeah.
just be a card in like plastic inside the magazine, and they were all terrible condition. Those are the ones that you see that are like PSA 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, really beat up.
Uh, but yeah, there are some out there for that.